Now, after that shot, everyone was just blah, 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 blah.
All going on.
Our camera assistant, Peter, said, "Oh, I don't know whether it was in focus. I couldn't get my head down to check the focus. Her tusk was in the way."
Somehow or another, he managed to keep it in focus.
When you sit in the IMAX cinema and you watch that one, it's just going to look unbelievable.
When people see elephant charges, they're usually looking at it from a very human angle, which is, what a terrifying monster this is, bearing down on me with her ears fully out, and she looks as if she wants to kill me. But what I see is that you actually have animals that are afraid, and it's almost always the matriarch who comes out. She puts her life on the line, and her family are behind her, or they're making their escape while she charges. The tragedy is that in the past, when the ivory poachers were involved, she would come out and she would collect the bullet, and the family then would be left leaderless.
Of the many challenges faced by natural history filmmakers on location, perhaps the most difficult is successfully capturing rare moments of animal behavior. During the shoot in Amboseli, the Discovery crew was privileged to witness and document one of the most fascinating rituals of elephant life.
Elephants show an extraordinary curiosity at times to the bones of their own kind. A big bull had died, and the elephants came across his carcass, and they just homed in on it and stayed there for 3/4 of an hour.
They were just sort of looking and feeling them and picking them up and tasting them and blowing into the tusks. We were able to show that in amazing detail.
People call it mourning the dead. I don't know that that's accurate. I think that's a human description. But what is certainly true is that they appear to be fascinated by what they're finding.
I loved it when the trunks would curl inside the cavity of the tusks, and and then suddenly there's this huge expulsion of breath. It's as they blew into it as if it was a trumpet. It's just fantastic. We thought a lot about what kind of vehicles we should use before we started the film, and we looked very hard at the circumstances we would physically be in. So we made a decision that we would have one principal camera car, and on that camera car we needed a number of positions to shoot from.
To provide Michael with his specialized camera car, Graham Mardell, the film's key grip, stripped down an ordinary four-wheel drive and rebuilt it into an off-road production vehicle.
Well, this one here started off as a Land Cruiser. When I purchased it, I modified it by putting all the front on, the front nose. There was a lot of weight on here. There's 3 guys sitting on here plus the camera, so it all had to be strengthened.